And welcome to The Bottom Line, where we unpack some of the main business and economic stories of the day. 350 billion euros. 2 decades ago, Polish companies could only dream about their exports reaching such heights. Since then, growing exports have been one of the dogmas of the Polish economy. But did this growth-fueling trend come to an end in 2024? I'm now joined by Jarosław Jaworski, Regional CEO of Coface, an export insurance company, to tell us what he thinks about this so far. Hello, and thank you very much for joining us in the studio.
Thank you. Welcome.
So, Poland saw a 6% drop in exports in 2024, slightly less if we look at it at euro terms. Is this a temporary hiccup? Are Polish businesses still able to expect some kind of room for growth? Or from here onwards, are things going to be very tricky?
Well, it's an interesting question. So, you said 6% decrease in Polish zloty, but if you take in consideration what was the decrease in euros, for instance, it was less than 1% drop, meaning that the first element is a strengthening of the Polish zloty, which affected the decrease. On the other hand side, definitely we see that the biggest destination of Polish exports are weakening, like Germany, for instance. So we observed this over the 2 years, actually. And we know what's happening there. There is a kind of the stagnation of recession, depends how we can call it. In your questions regarding future, definitely we shouldn't be so optimistic. Maybe I will present two elements or to balance a little bit the answers. First one is about the more positive elements. So I see over the few years the near-shoring tendency, so to place the production closer to the markets, and our region, and definitely Poland, is playing quite important role there. So meaning, I mean that definitely we will see a positive tendency out of this. And second, probably as well, the services. And we are having still a kind of young generation producing nicely. On the other hand side, we see a stagnation in Western Europe, the main destination of Polish exports, I was saying. It's not only Germany, but also France on our market. And a big question marks around all the tariffs, all the things was happening in US, and what Mr. President Trump was saying about, starting a little bit protectionism and to support maybe US economy thanks to this.
Has the strong Polish złoty contributed to the situation that we see here? Because there's also that issue of the pain threshold, and obviously some analysts say that this pain threshold is quickly approaching.
Depends on the situation. I think that is influencing negatively. On the other hand side, we are a little bit need to adapt to the situation because seems that in the nearest future we do not expect that the Polish zloty will weakening. The Polish economy is going, I'm not saying very well, but it's among the other countries, it seems to be quite well growing, with the last year of almost 3% growth, and our estimation is saying 3.5% for the 2025. On the other hand side, I think that we also see that the discussion which already starts regarding the war in Ukraine is also having an influence on the situation, and somehow strengthening our situation as the market were to invest, so influencing as well on the Polish zloty. So for the short period of time, I do not expect that the Polish zloty will be somehow supportive. On the other hand side, I think that this is not the situation observed like in 2008, before the crisis, where we were facing 3 zloty per euro, if I'm not wrong. And nowadays it's a little bit different. Nevertheless, I must say it's not the best situation. On the other hand side, not the worst one.
Well, that's quite interesting, because we actually had the chief economist from Grant Thornton join us 2 days ago, and he actually thinks that the złoty will strengthen even further, and it might actually reach 3.8. I was wondering what you think about that and what the possible consequences might be. especially from the exporter side, should it actually reach those levels?
Okay, I don't have a crystal ball and difficult to say it will be 3.8.
But if it should reach those kind of levels, obviously different industries would be affected in different ways.
I don't know, because it's a both directions. So we are importing, we are exporting. So I think that from since years we are saying that the good level is around 4 zloty. Maybe nowadays is a little bit different situation, as we face quite a significant inflation and the cost base change a lot. Nevertheless, I think that maybe it will affect profitability, but definitely will not affect that we will not export or somehow negatively affect, in the sense that our exporters will say no, it's not the right moment to invest in the markets to extend our export, because let's look from this perspective. The Polish export amounts to, if I'm not wrong, around 58% versus GDP, absolute value. So we are versus Germany, which is 10 percentage points below us. So, and we are saying Germany is very export-oriented country, and actually, based on the statistics, Poland is even more export-oriented. So I think that our future is to increase even this level. So I do not expect that it will be very much affected our competences and our the way how the economy should to develop.
But doesn't this beg the question that Poland should really look at diversifying its exports, in the sense that it still depends on Europe very much?
The Europe amounts to more than 70%, Europe, EU. I think that we are very much dependent on the German economy. I remember years, like 2 or 3 years ago, we were having like 30-something% of our export was going there. Now it's 27%, so it's a huge concentration on this market. And adding that the Germany is facing some difficulties, it's somehow putting us on the risk. I think that the direction from our economy, direction should be to diversify more, to find out the markets where we can grow more. We see some positive, like Ukraine. It's another destination where we are increasing significantly. Maybe the products we are deliver there are not the best, let's say this way, because we are delivering a lot of weapon, a lot of ammunition, probably petroleum products for allowing Ukrainians to run the war. Nevertheless, a lot of helps relating to this market, and I think we can play a very important role to diversify our export. On the other hand side, to grow our development, focusing on these markets. Let's see, maybe as well it will be again all due to the fact that maybe the war will stop, and we can expect afterwards the lifting of the sanction on Russia. Maybe this Eastern market will be open for us as well.
Well, the government has adopted a new strategy for promoting exports in a public consultation. Have there been any groundbreaking ideas?
Once again,
a new strategy for promoting exports.
Yes.
So have there been any groundbreaking ideas? Anything new? Something that you would consider a novelty in the approach?
I think that during years we were promoting, and the government as well, through some mechanism to secure the export from Poland on the destination, on the markets where normally the companies see a higher risk. So thanks to the export agency is doing this. Also, we as a credit insurer or banking business, we are supporting the export of our companies to support, to grant the limits, to assess where it's worth it to export, and permanently giving the information to whom to export and where to grant the limits. I think that the Polish economy is becoming more and more advanced in this respect, and also Polish companies the same. I'm not having concerns regarding the bigger companies. I'm just trying to find a way how to promote such approach among the smaller companies who are just starting exporting. You know, they are not such advanced in using more sophisticated financial tools. So I think this is the role to promote more and to educate these companies, the leaders being in these companies.
And just as we wrap up, which countries are untapped potential for Poland? Somewhere in Asia, perhaps. You know, there has been talk of exporting food to Asia for quite some time, but there hasn't been much progress on that front.
I'm still believing that, you know, the countries which are close to us. For instance, by the way, we were not mentioning that for the food products increased, the export of the Polish food increased even during last year, where we observed the declining of the export, but the food increase. And we are having different destinations for our food. Of course, the Western countries, the Western Europe, but also North Africa and some Asian markets. So I think that in terms of the volumes, the most important are the Western countries, and we need to keep focus there. Discovering new destinations definitely is African countries, where we need to see more demand coming from their places. And maybe US as well, because we are having negative balance with them. So maybe it will allow us to, you know, to develop this market as well.
Okay, we'll see what time brings. Okay, thank you so much. That's all we have time for. Thank you. And we were joined by Jarosław Jaworski, Regional CEO of Coface, on The Bottom Line today. Thanks so much for joining us. And I was your host, Marie Kato. Join us every weekday for Business Arena at 5 p.m. CET on TVP World. And for the latest in regional business, follow us on X and on tvpworld.com. And for more news and features, stay with us on TVP World. Goodbye.